Hello and welcome back everybody. And today I'm trying to trick myself to look into the camera by putting a little clip like a clothing clip like this. I have it like just on top of the camera, just so that I look where I'm supposed to be looking. Let's hope that it works and I'm looking right at you, right? Cool. So today we're talking about transition at work, and let's call this episode 1 because this will not be the last episode. Basically today I have like a lot of things that were like how would I say, like organizational, probably, about just the first few steps to transition at work. So saying about this, like I work in a really big global company, and they are really big on LGBT rights and on transgender rights, and they're very supportive of the whole community. So they're not just talking, they're actually doing. So there are lots of LGBT people actually in the company, and so they're really helping. They're trying to make things like very supportive for everybody and inclusive. And that's also why I wasn't so scared to actually come out to my managers and HR and stuff like that, because I knew that they're not just talking here. They actually mean what they say. So basically, they have an LGBT board, which I'm on and off. Like I'm not always coming to the meetings, but on and off, I'm usually on there. And also, they have separately a board for transgender like issues, not only made up by transgender people, but I decided that I want to join there, so that's a good thing. So how did it go? By the way, if I'm looking off camera, that's just because that's where my notes are on my screen on the computer. So so first of all, I was coming out to my direct manager, to HR, and the one up manager, let's say like the manager above my manager, if that makes any sense. So basically I have two managers and HR. I came out to all three of them over the course of a few days at work. About, I would say, 2.5 weeks ago, something like that. 2.5 weeks ago. I'm not 100% sure, but that must be about the time frame. So first I went to my manager. I'm like, can we just talk like 10 minutes, nothing big, I don't want to make things bigger than they are, you know what I mean? I'm trying to normalize the whole concept about transitioning and transgender people, and I think that's also in the spirit of the company, like they want to normalize this whole stuff. So I just had like a quick talk, let's say 10-15 minutes with my manager. And I told her that, well, I'm transgender, I'm going to transition, and I wanted to let you know, and just, can you give me any advice for the first steps and stuff like that? So we talked a little bit, and she was very supportive, and she was asking, like, if I need anything. She said that she was going to look into whether I can get, like, any, let's say, additional sick days in case if I need to go to the doctors or something, like anything medical, like medical extra sick days or whatever. So that was one of the things that she offered, like as a first reaction, and just generally she was a bit concerned, like am I doing well, because I think the week before or so is when I was on a one-to-one, and she asked me how I'm doing. I'm like, I'm doing like shit, and let's not talk about it. So at that point I was like, that's why I was not doing too well. So she was very supportive and understanding, very kind, and wanted to help as much as she could. Then I talked about the same thing about with my other manager, like the manager of her, but also kind of my manager. It's like weird, but I was talking to her as well. So they were both equally supportive, very kind, curious. I mean, healthy curiosity. There were no weird questions. There wasn't any like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" I didn't have to defend myself or anything. So they were just accepting and kind and trying to help. So that was really good. Then I went to HR, And it was exactly the same thing, just the questions there were more on an operational level, and but just as helpful, you know. So after coming out to HR and the managers, my HR guy, who by the way is also a Rob, he was like, "Oh, what name are you going to choose?" And I'm like, "Actually, Rob." So yeah, hi, me too. And he's like, "Wow, yeah, you chose the best name." Basically, he almost high-fived me. So that was it. Let me check. Sorry. So yeah, after the HR meeting, I think a day later or something, we set up an email thread that's just named confidential. Just so we could like organize things and like, you know, keep track of tasks that we have to complete. For example, I have to do some tasks internally on the internet, some stuff, and he has to, you know, organize some IT stuff for me. I realize that I'm kind of dropping the camera the whole time, but yeah. So that was just that email thread, and inside of that he linked me a lot of resources. We actually have apparently some transgender transitioning like internal policies. So that's actually pretty cool. I did not expect that, but they have like a really big page on the internet about like, you know, what rights do we have as transgender if we're transitioning, even the bathroom stuff, you know, like because they don't want the bathroom stuff to be like a big discussion in the company. So the internal policy is like you just go to the toilet that you identify with, basically. Like they don't have any extra signage, but it's understood that you just go to the toilet, you know. So there's no issue with that. And yeah, that was pretty cool. So then what was the rest? Let me see. So he gave me the links and the company policies. Then the managers did the brainstorming on how to tell the team. So because I don't feel comfortable making a big deal out of it, I want to normalize the whole thing, as I said in the beginning. So we have like this kind of social thing that we do every other week, and that is again next week. So I will do it then. I asked my manager to if we can book a room for it, because usually we're just going into the mini kitchen, having a coffee and talking and stuff. So for this time, I asked my manager to book a room so that we have a little bit of privacy, because I like my team very much, and I don't have an issue with anybody else in the company. Honestly, like, they are all pretty cool, but I just feel like I want a little bit of privacy when I'm telling my team. So we're going to have a room booked. We're having our social thing in that room. Probably gonna bring some cupcakes or something like that, and just, you know, just telling them casually, basically, what's going on, like that I'm trans, that I'm going to transition, like the whole site will know as well. Like, if you have questions, let me know. If someone asks you something, tell them this. You know, just very how would I say, like, very normal, you know, this is what's going on and this is how you can help me, you know, and don't worry about messing up because it's normal. So, like, that's the kind of stuff I'm planning to tell them. And then to the whole site, my manager will just send an email to the whole site management, like all the team leads and whatever, and they can just, you know, gradually spread it into their teams so that it's more an organic way of doing this. So yeah, that. Then let me see, what do I have? Okay, the additional days off for medical appointments, already talked about it. So then IT, I'm getting a new badge and a new photo for the badge, and also for the internet and stuff like that. Then I'm getting a new email, which apparently they can't really give me a new email, but they can give me a second email which links into my original one. So basically people will be sending my email to Robert blah 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 blah, and it will still come to my normal inbox, and I'm also going to log into Robert blah 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 blah, right? So that's pretty cool. And yeah, all the logins will be adjusted for my new name, yeah. So and I'm going to, like, the name change on the intranet, I can do it myself. So my HR guy showed me all the things that I can do myself, and he's going to take care of the rest. So he's been talking to IT, he's been talking to, like, everybody that needs to be talked to. And then in the end he was like, yeah, and just for peace of mind for you, you know, I didn't tell anybody who it is, but I said, when I was asking around, I said that we have somebody who's going to be transitioning, and how can we do this? So that's pretty nice. Like, he didn't reveal anything before I was ready, and that's very kind. So yeah, how is the schedule? So basically next week in our social thing, I'm going to come out to my team and tell them everything. Then I'm going on vacation the next day, and I'm coming back on a Sunday. So because I'm always working Sundays, right? So I'm coming back on a Sunday, and I'm still going to work under my old email and logins and stuff like that, because IT is obviously not going to do that on a Sunday. Then on the Monday, I'm going to come in a bit early so we can, you know, do the badge, photo, email, logins, and that kind of stuff. And my HR guy said that he wants to be there, to help me on that morning, just to get everything done. So that's pretty nice of him. And yeah, so basically the Monday after my vacation, everything should get done in the morning, and then I'll be full-time Rob at work, in private, and everywhere. So yeah, let's hope that that works just fine, I guess. But yeah, I'm really, really impressed by how my work is handling this whole thing, how they are supporting, how they're having good ideas. I was told that in our Ireland office, I'm actually the first transgender person that they're helping through the transition. So it's a first for my HR guy and my managers and so on. But apparently in one of the US offices, they had somebody already who transitioned, so that's pretty cool. So it's not completely without any ideas how to do this stuff, but in my office, in my country, I am the first. So that's pretty cool. My HR guy actually scheduled a quick meeting for yesterday, I think. And just to, you know, catch up and like organize a few last things. I just keep, but I'm just being stupid. Okay, so yeah, and he was like, yeah, you know what, you're actually my favorite person to meet with right now, because it's so exciting with your transition and stuff. So it's pretty nice. Like, honestly, everybody's excited and helpful and kind and supportive. So I love that work has my back. Like, this is great. I love it. And I know that I'm one of the very lucky people, because not all workplaces are like that. I'm very aware of that. And I'm very sorry for all those people who have to go through this whole process in a workplace or in a country that is not this supportive. So I'm very sorry for you guys, but I'm very happy for my workplace and how this is being handled. Very respectfully, no uncomfortable questions, nothing like. And I've been telling everybody so far that if you have a question, just, you know, message me real quick or send me an email or talk to me. Like, I'm happy to talk to everybody, you know, if they have questions. I mean, of course there's a limit, but everything that's work related or just normal human curiosity, I really don't have an issue talking to people about this. So yeah, that was the whole work transition stuff, part 1. And I'm going to make probably a part 2 after I came out to my team, and very likely a part 3, let's say a few months in or something, to see how things are going, just giving you an update, and yeah, just like that. So yeah, this was part 1, and I guess stay tuned probably next week, sometime next week, when I'm gonna put a vlog up on part 2, how it went with the team. And I do things with my finger again. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and I see you next time.